The journey from ideation to creation is powered by imagination. It's the gateway between reality and possibility, connecting emotion and inspiration to enable innovation. And it all starts when we're free to imagine how things could be instead of how they are. When we possess the solutions that let us imagine together, relationships transcend into experiences. It allows collaboration and creativity to become one, creating a spark capable of propelling humanity forward. Now is the time to dream collectively, to bring together new ideas and people. This is where our worlds become one, where we imagine all we can achieve together.
Please welcome Tracy Wilson.
Good morning. Welcome to day 2. I hope you have been able to connect with some of your peers in the meetups and brushed up on your skills at the breakout sessions. Yesterday, we heard how 3D is a universal language spoken by everyone, from companies who want to be agile to makers who are dreaming about what's possible. This morning, the R&D team will dive deeper into ways 3DEXPERIENCE Works has helped customers solve product development challenges today and provide an overview of some of the enhancements coming to the portfolio to solve even more complex problems tomorrow. To help get us started, please welcome Executive Vice President for Research and Development at Dassault Systems, Florence Hu-Aubigny, and Solidworks CEO, Manish Kumar.
Good morning and good afternoon. I'm very proud to be part of this special virtual event. Last year, I was on stage showing how the 3DEXPERIENCE platform with 3DEXPERIENCE Works on the cloud can help you address one of your challenges, to move from product to experience. This year, let's discover how such transformation is already happening by listening to some of our users. I first invite the R&D stakeholders in a conversation on the platform, the place where we will take today's journey together. Welcome, team. In the age of experience, the challenge we have is to imagine in a record time, not only the products, but also to bring to life unique and meaningful experiences for your ultimate customers. Let's see how the 3DEXPERIENCE Works portfolio, powered by the platform, enables you to create such experiences, leveraging virtual twin experiences which combine virtual 3D modeling and simulation with real-world data. Manish, how do our users define not only the sketches, the style and the detailed design, but the necessary behaviors to deliver the expected experiences?
By using the platform and 3DEXPERIENCE Works portfolio, Florence. Today, I have the pleasure to talk to Dr. Tobias Brett from NASKA Robotics. Let's hear his story. Welcome to 3DEXPERIENCE World, Dr. Brett. Can you please tell us about yourself and NASKA?
Yeah, well, my name is Tobias. I'm a robotics engineer. I did my PhD on developing a robot system. Currently, I'm following the goal with this company to develop carbon removal systems that can be scaled up pretty fast by using robots to build them.
And what were your challenges?
We are all distributed due to the pandemic crisis also. But when it comes up to design, it seems that new design solutions have been needed. Like usually you install them locally, and then you have a challenge to work distributed. But 3DEXPERIENCE is a browser-based platform for design, and this was quite new to us. We didn't even know that existed. And it was pretty amazing to us to see that our software developers can just continue the way they work. Fascinating is the amount of apps available there. So it is not a difficulty that someone has to install another app, and there is a seamless interaction between these apps. I have seen numerous times when we have been changing from X design to X shape, for example, and it was just working.
And this cool blue light in the wall, is it by design?
Yes, you cannot see how carbon dioxide is being removed from the atmosphere. So we decided that having this patented lighting system, which is unique, you can just see that there is happening something inside of the wall because the light effect is supporting these emotions. So
you mean experience, right?
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Brett.
Okay. Thank you very much for being here.
If your needs are similar to Dr. Brett and you want design capabilities from anywhere on any device, we have some really exciting news to share with you. As John Paulo mentioned yesterday, you have access to a new offer, Solidworks Cloud. Mechanical design, mechanism, shape, sheet metal, structure, precise rendering, all of it is running in the browser, and all of it is available to you at an extremely competitive price. It helps you work from anywhere using any device powered by the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. Solidworks Cloud also includes the power of cloud compute, helping you achieve photorealistic and emotion-evoking marketing images with 3D Excite 3D Render. Coming soon, with SolidWorks Manufacturing Definition Creator, you will be able to follow MBD-based practices with the ultimate ease of use to create 2D drawings. It is a flexible 3D and 2D documentation solution with a single source of truth. SolidWorks Cloud uses artificial intelligence. It predicts where you may want your sketch entities to be. You wanted that symmetry, right? Find all the edges to apply fillet. No need to select all of them anymore. Or if you place one piece of hardware in the assembly, it will find all other possible places where you may also want that hardware. 45 screws placed with a coaxial and coplanar maze. You can imagine the number of clicks you saved. Being on the platform means scalability. Seamless access to the whole Dassault Systems portfolio. You can use CATIA 3D Pattern Shape Creator to define complex patterns on the robot grip like a pro. Or test your design by using scientific modeling and simulations, adding lifelike kinematic and dynamic behaviors to your objects with Simulia 3D Motion Creator. Now, please allow me to invite Mr. Hu from Exovolar. Good morning, Mr. Hu. Can you please tell us the mission of Exovolar?
Yeah. My name is Hawn. I'm the founder and CEO of Exovolar. Our mission is to democratize the superpower of individual human flight, which means that we're building hands-free wearable air mobility systems for humans to effortlessly navigate the sky.
Wow. Tell us more about the journey.
I mean, CAD is essential for what we do, first of all. Then over time, we realized that storing the file management system was getting clumsy in the local folder. And as we changed from desktop to laptop and even want to go to other people's devices, it gets hard.
And now, how is your life with the platform?
It's great. It's great. We don't lose files anymore. And it's nice that because we do a lot of iterations on prototyping, because we're on the prototyping stage, and a lot of parts we have to reiterate. So all we have to do is go into the bookmarks and find the part I want to do and add a new revision, and then we can make a new part, and then we can very easily send it to the manufacturer and crank it out and do our test. Yeah.
At the end, what do you want to deliver to your customers?
The whole thing is, going back to our slogan is to fly like a superhero. And that is the experience that we want to provide to people. We want people to try this. We want people have to have the experience of what flying feels like, without extensive training. You don't have to train, you don't have to, worry about your safety because it's tethered inside, but you can fly freely.
That's amazing. Thank you. Flying jetpack? Wow. I would love to experience that. Now let me share with you the power of 3DEXPERIENCE Works portfolio to meet the design needs of Mr. Hawn. Collaboration in SolidWorks powered by the 3DEXPERIENCE platform has reached new level of ease of use. Track your changes within teams like a pro. Interact with ease of use and clarity that is designed for you. Collaborate with external suppliers with precise scope defining what they are allowed to change, and merge changes coming back with simplicity, preserving all your attributes. It has never been easier. All lifecycle information and capabilities are at your fingertips. Lock, unlock, replace, revise. User experience meets the power of the platform, giving you time to focus on what matters to you, delivering experiences for your customers. Enjoy performance, user experience, quality, and enhancements that you asked for. When designing a thread in SolidWorks, the application automatically recognizes the diameter of the boss. It then suggests to you applicable thread sizes and pitches, saving time and ensuring standards are enforced. Open and navigate large assemblies in LDR mode. Open subassemblies or open drawings up to 5 times faster. Ready for editing any detail or even adding new standard views. With your SolidWorks data on the platform, take advantage of the seamless scalability. With 3D Excite Product Communicator, a browser-based role, create interactive user guides to illustrate product features and highlight new product capabilities from anywhere using any device. Or use CATIA Immersive Collaborative Experience to perform multi-user virtual reality reviews and capture team decisions directly and natively on the platform. Delivering an unforgettable experience to your users could not have been any easier for you.
Thank you, Tobias. Thank you, Hawn and Manish. Let's continue the ride from design to simulation. Florian, how could we be sure that these experiences are going to meet users' expectations, or even better, exceed users' expectations?
I like that question, Florence. The best way to start is simulating early on, I would say. But let's hear from Hawn, what he thinks. As you said, SolidWorks was the ideal tool for your design process at Exovolar. What else do you need to foster your product innovation?
Well, yeah, we do run simulations on our end, and one of the earlier ones we ran was we tried to simulate exhaust gas of the miniaturized gas turbine or jet engine to make sure nothing burns on our system. So make sure the flow is correct and there's no backfire into the engine, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I imagine that for any flying machine, the aerodynamics are extremely crucial.
One of the main things is we noticed ground effects when we're taking off and we try to hover at the level close to the ground. Because the turbulence is so big from the jet engines, I can feel the wobbly effect or ground effect coming from the engine. So if that's something that can be tested in a simulated environment, it would help our design a lot in the future.
Is your demand for simulation constant all along the project?
It is fluctuating for sure. It's typically near the beginning of the project because we want to make sure before we actually do the physical prototyping. Otherwise, you'd just be wasting resources.
I don't know if you have an idea, a surprising insight that you gained from simulation you can share with me and with the audience today.
The topology optimization, the shape that I designed, it was like a T shape like this, which I didn't like because it doesn't look good. But the way that optimization tool did it, they used the V design. So they connected the 3 points with the V shape, which is, I think, much more elegant. It's also it's stronger and lighter. It's amazing to see that, software can come up with a completely different way of approaching things.
Thank you, Hawn. Throughout the 3D Experience World Conference, you will discover how simulation can support you in answering your most challenging engineering questions. 3D Experience Works Simulation, powered by Simulia, is a scalable and robust solution made for the Solidworks community. It offers a fully associative modeling and simulation experience so that you can perform efficient what-if scenarios. You can intuitively assess structural requirements in a single cloud environment. From simple design to the most complex assembly, our technologies empower you to understand the performance of your designs better and faster than ever. You can now solve bigger problems in terms of scale and complexity with the benefit of 3D Experience Cloud Compute. No hardware barrier anymore. Unleash your creativity. With design of experiments performed on your SolidWorks parametric design, you can quickly evaluate new ideas. You will understand the impact of design changes, materials, and loads on the overall product performance. The design exploration experience identifies for you the best design alternatives. You can easily select design points, study performance KPIs, while reviewing the design dimensions. Compare the alternatives and simply select the best one to innovate with confidence. For a complete performance assessment in the same cloud environment and following the same guided workflow, you can analyze durability scenarios for any type of product. Early in the design cycle, you're now able to accurately predict the expected fatigue life. Simulation on the 3D Experience platform has much more than just structural analysis. These comprehensive and scalable simulation solutions cover fluids flow, plastics, electromagnetics, and motion. Assess the effect of gas and liquids flowing through your designs, or maybe around it, as it is the case for cooling of electronic components. With our CFD application, you can understand fluid flow and heat transfer phenomena like pressure drop or overheating, even on large models. The increasing electrification of products brings up new design challenges. More often, there is a need for certification. With our electromagnetic simulation, you can size and test all relevant components. It helps you understand the resulting electromagnetic fields, as in this example of a GPS. Collaboration is no longer sitting in the same office. With our unique collaboration experience, simulation results are becoming incredibly valuable assets, not only for you, but also for your colleagues or managers, enabling meaningful technical and business decisions. You see, Florence, with 3D Experience Works Simulation, these experiences are designed to exceed user expectations.
Thank you, Hawn. Thank you, Florian. Thanks to 3D Experience Works, it was so easy to imagine, model, simulate, and optimize product and experiences with a scientific, multidisciplinary, and multi-scale approach in a record time. 2022. Sustainability is everyone's responsibility. The challenge is to ensure collectively that technological disruptions deliver on their promise of enhanced sustainability. Romain, can you help us?
Of course, Florence. In 1987, the United Nations defined sustainability as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It is an environmental, social, and economic challenge that must be answered by our generation. For new products and new experiences, the question is what they bring versus what they take. In other words, assess handprint and footprint. Welcome again, Tobias from NASKA Robotics. Sustainability is at the heart of what you do. What motivated you to tackle this challenge?
Yeah, well, it's the climate crisis, and it was a statement from the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome postulated 40 years ago that there are limits to growth, and I was wondering, like, when I go out into nature, everything's growing there. So growth is not a problem, basically, but we are having the wrong growth. So would it be possible to have exponential growth of carbon removal devices? It would be some completely different kind of growth. This is climate positive growth. So, yeah. basically growth motivated to do this thing.
Right. So the walls that you create absorb CO2. And at which rate do they absorb CO2?
So we need less than 2 meters of our wall to remove 1 ton per year. This is our target.
And what is unique in your technology?
Yes, the unique thing is we use CO2 as a material. It's not a geoengineering solution where you just spill like megatons of powder on earth or ocean. We are offering a business model that works. And this is our logic. I think this is unique.
So in the end, how do you ensure that your robot uses less CO2 than what the walls capture?
So at the moment, it's difficult for us to calculate. We just do a rough estimation for that. And what is missing is a tool that would maybe give us such a number. Yes.
That is indeed what we would like to show you today with our new solution, Sustainable Innovation Intelligence. The 3DEXPERIENCE platform empowers users to imagine more sustainable designs by capturing all environmental knowledge directly within the design environment. Based on scientific and accurate data coming from the real world of the industry, it helps raising the awareness and consciousness of the precise impact of any innovative design. Setting up new goals allows to drive the evolution of the design toward a less impacting solution. By consolidating all the human activities necessary to create, manufacture, transport each part of the robot, the platform allows to compute the full lifecycle assessment on several indicators like CO2 emissions, water, energy consumption. This assessment relies on standards to comply with local regulations. Intuitive analytics provide a 360 deep dive view to understand from where the environmental footprint is coming. The distribution shows, for example, that the wheels are responsible for 20% of the total CO2 emissions. Let's study a new alternative with airless tires made with CATIA function-driven generative design. The shape is generated automatically to minimize weight while ensuring the right stiffness and shock absorption. Let's also study different material alternatives and select the less impacting one. In the end, we see that this new tire reduces CO2 emissions by 121 kilograms. The full comparison between the two alternatives clearly shows a reduction on almost all other indicators as well. It will definitely help reaching the new sustainability objectives. It helps to take informed decisions based on accurate scientific information directly accessible in the design.
Thank you, Tobias. Thank you, Romain. Virtual twin experiences, which combine virtual 3D modeling and simulation with real-world data, provide scientific-based predictions to take the right strategic path and reach sustainability goals. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to these new solutions. Finally, sustainable innovation is social, highly participative and co-creative. It requires collaboration and knowledge sharing inside the company, marketing, customer services, as well as outside the company, universities, partners and suppliers. Nicolas and Hubert, how can the platform help connect the dots, people and data?
Thank you, Florence. Since the last 2 years, we have all experienced how collaboration is mission critical. Everyone had to adapt and find new ways of working together, not being physically together. How to still work together efficiently. It's not just about Zoom meetings.
Indeed, collaboration starts with a direct connection with people in a given virtual or real space at a given time to achieve a common goal. The 3DEXPERIENCE platform provides a fully secured, real-time collaborative environment connecting people and data, available on any device. To further talk about this, it is my great pleasure to invite Mr. Rolf Stuber, CEO, and Mr. Dan Drozd, CAD designer of SmartFlyer.
Hello, Rolf. Hello, Dan. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. Your company, SmartFlyer, is designing and building an electrical aircraft for general aviation. This sounds like a true revolution in this industry. Could you please tell us more about it and about yourself?
Sure. Thanks all for inviting us. We are thrilled to be here. I'm the founder and head of design of SmartFlyer, which is an electric aircraft for 4 persons flying over a distance of more than 500 miles with the aid of a range extender. I'm still flying as a captain on the Airbus A330 and A340 for Swiss International Airlines, but I will be retired in this summer. The prototype of SmartFlyer will fly for the first time end of 2023 and will open a new era in aviation. We are 5 engineers working on this construction of the aircraft, together with an engineering team in Czech Republic and the manufacturer in central Switzerland.
This is definitely very inspiring. So you decided to adopt SolidWorks and the 3DEXPERIENCE platform to design this revolutionary airplane. Can you tell us more about it? How is your experience?
SmartFlyer team is small, and our design engineers can concentrate on their main function, the design of this rather complex aircraft. With the 3DEXPERIENCE platform on the cloud, we do not need a separate IT team to care about updates. We don't need to mirror or back up our data, neither care about data security. Our team can fully concentrate on their main task. It provides us the agility we need to design this aircraft. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Solid Solutions. Their team is extremely helpful and accommodating, always available. They helped us find and deploy the right solution and now take care of the support.
But more specifically, what changed with the platform? How is the collaboration easier?
The 3DEXPERIENCE platform gives us cross-department collaboration tools in the cloud. The biggest advantage for us is that we can access our data and work together from any device, any place, or any time. For us, 3DEXPERIENCE platform is much more than an engineering tool. Yes, it allows our engineers to work together more efficiently, but also allows other colleagues to be involved in the engineering process, sharing data like never before.
So, if I understand well, a single and collaborative environment on the cloud is a game changer for you.
For the development of an electric hybrid airplane, the biggest challenge is for the entire development team to have the right data available at the right time and with right quality, of course. And here, the fact that one platform collects all this data, meaning from technical data, communication data, to manufacturing data, it helps a lot. It provides a big advantage for all contributors, not only for our engineers. And in addition, operating the cloud enables us to attract talents wherever they are. It's a big competitive advantage for a small company like us.
How do you manage collaboration with suppliers and partners?
The platform is definitely a game changer to collaborate with external suppliers and partners. We can grant fast and simple access to exactly the data they need and in the right quality, always up to date.
I understand you are in the process of building your first prototype. What are the next steps for your aircraft and how our solutions can help?
We started by designing the powertrain, which was the biggest challenge to address. We are now finalizing the construction of our prototype for a first flight planned in 2023. Making our vision a reality is a long journey. The key to success is to have access to modern tools that are made for exactly that purpose.
For sure, we can help you. Let me show you a few collaborative experiences your team can leverage now or in the near future. First, let's discover how your teams in Switzerland and Czech Republic can brainstorm together as if they were in the same room. 3D Whiteboard and its borderless collaborative experience empowers the team to think out of the box, mixing any kind of content, photo, videos, documents, and 3D.
The 3DEXPERIENCE platform will embrace the de facto document experience and provide a seamless, best-in-class online document creation experience. Available from any device, anytime, anywhere, users will be able to create and collaborate on Office documents using only the 3DEXPERIENCE platform.
In addition to that, with 3D Play, our inclusive and universal experience player, everyone in the company is able to discover and experience any kind of 2D or 3D content, including SolidWorks parts, SLD-PRT, and assembly, SLD-ASM, and react with annotations and comments from anywhere, any device. From co-review in conversations to questions and wiki, business users adopt 3D as a universal language.
Rolf, Dan, as you can see, The 3DEXPERIENCE platform with collaborative business innovator role and its social and collaborative apps allows any business to become social by extending structured program and organization with social and open communities. The platform connects people and data to innovate in a new way, leveraging virtual twin experiences.
Thank you very much. The platform definitely helps develop long-term engagement between all stakeholders to achieve a common purpose and drive sustainable innovation. It was a real pleasure to listen to our customers talking about innovation powered by the platform. But what about makers and DIYers? Team, don't you think they need such platform to make their dream come true?
You are absolutely right, Florence. We know that design is more than just our users' careers. It is a passion. They get home and want to make, craft, create. Which is why in August last year, we launched 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks for makers. Since then, more than 10,000 makers have subscribed to this offer. You asked us for CAM. We listened. And as of today, Delmia and C Shop Floor Programmer is part of Maker's offer. Now you can create toolpaths for 2.5 and 3-axis machining and validate your NC programs with machine simulations. You can design using 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks or 3D Creator and 3D Sculptor. You can brag and share your creations with the wider makers community through Made in 3D. Or you can publish your designs to Home by Me and see your creations in your own virtual homes. Home by Me is an online interior design application that allows you to visualize your home ideas in 2D floor plans and 3D views. Publishing in Home by Me is a way for you to share your creations with 5.3 million other Home by Me users. In order to help everyone be a creator, we are introducing 3D by Me. It is a tool for makers and do-it-yourself enthusiasts. It allows anyone to design and make furniture using real materials and products. Designed with realistic tools and with an intuitive and lifelike user experience. 3D by Me keeps track of every user action and provides to you the list of required materials, cut list, and tool list. In future, we will even allow you to post it as a blog to the tool of your choice. It will give you an easy way to share your designs with plans. 3DEXPERIENCE for SolidWorks and 3D by Me works seamlessly with Home by Me. You can place objects created in 3D in your virtual home and even view them with an augmented reality view.
Thank you, Manish. It's time to conclude our journey together. We hope this ride across 3DEXPERIENCE Works, a portfolio of cloud and mobile solutions covering design, engineering, simulation, manufacturing, and collaboration, inspires you. Now, it's your turn to play and share with us how you imagine and deliver delightful experiences to your customers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Florence and Manish. I definitely look forward to playing. Those were a lot of great examples of how clients have delivered unforgettable experiences to their customers and new ways they can do so in the future. During 3DEXPERIENCE World each day, we will be broadcasting additional interviews and glimpses behind the scenes on SolidWorks Live. One of our hosts, Brian Zias, had a chance to catch up with another longtime SolidWorks customer who is moving to the cloud for the scalability needed to grow their business. STARC systems, modular wall systems, have been in high demand during the pandemic. Let's watch Brian's interview.
Hey, welcome. Bruce Bickford, Vice President of Product Development, and Daryl Flagg, Product Development Engineer at STARC Systems. Thank you guys for joining us virtually from Maine. So STARC Systems, you guys, you design, fabricate, distribute modular temporary containment walls, right? For construction, isolating dust and sound.
Well, we're in a bunch of markets, but primarily we're in healthcare.
Okay, so healthcare, so clinical settings. I think you mentioned in your products there, airtight. How airtight are your isolation systems?
Oh, we've specifically designed our wall systems for negative pressure applications, and by healthcare standards, have the highest negative pressure ratings of any temporary containment system. It's about 3 times others.
I got to assume that business has exploded the last couple of years. Has it? And how have you guys kept up with demand and, of course, production?
Yeah, so we experienced really significant growth in 2020 to support the COVID isolation containment needs. By design, our commitment to raw material inventories, facility, equipment, and staffing, we're capable of managing up to a 50% year-over-year increases in production and deliveries. We're structured so we can deliver 90% of our orders next day, which is just unheard of in the business.
I want to get back, ask some more questions about your design. I'm thinking about growth, inevitably, growth in CAD files. So you guys use SolidWorks for the design, and of course, you're growing, expanding product lines. When did you decide that now is the time we have to talk about data management, right? And actually investigate the solution? Was it a new product line? Was it losing some old files? Like, what prompted that sit down with the team?
Yeah. And as we've grown, obviously, it was just me in the beginning, and then we started adding Daryl and other engineers. But it became pretty quickly evident that we had a problem, and we all had files on our own computers. And so you start to find collisions pretty quickly, and you start overwriting each other's files, or you start having other collisions. It became a pretty big problem. We had close to 1,500 files when we started thinking about this. And Daryl's past experience with enterprise PDM at a previous life certainly brought us the experience to know that there was a solution out there that we should be looking at. Certainly we had to find a solution that would fit within our cloud-based environment, which we had started with from the beginning. We were always cloud-based.
So Daryl, you came on and you started talking and realizing, okay, we need some solution here. And you come from a PDM background, so you know what that solution could look like. What was it about the 3DEXPERIENCE tool that I guess caught your attention?
Well, first being, of course, cloud-based, and its integration with SolidWorks is quite seamless. Other PDM systems, they can manage files, manage revisions of files. They don't all integrate well with SolidWorks, so we use configurations a great deal. So other systems simply can't read that data from SolidWorks, which kind of makes configurations useless.
So you wanted a tool that was well integrated to the CAD. You wanted it to be cloud-based. You found the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks. Awesome. We've been talking earlier about how important revision management is. What other key capabilities did you use right away besides just data management, revision controlling? Was there something else that you needed process-wise?
Well, certainly. I mean, right off the bat, looking at change management and how we can incorporate that onto the platform. Everything is in one database. Everything from CAD files, change orders, everybody goes to one location for that information.
Product quality seems top of mind, and no matter how you're going to validate and test it and get the field reaction, that's great that you're priding yourselves on products that are built to last. I assume that's pretty important to your business, right? Customer satisfaction ratings, reorder rates.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's really how we built the business is, we have a 90% reorder rate with our customers. And so they've appreciated the quality of the product and the versatility and keep coming back for more. So as they expand their number of projects or find, they have new projects all the time and they need more inventory. So they come back to us. So yeah, it all ties together.
We like to think on the SolidWorks side, the 3DEXPERIENCE Works business, that our resellers, our value-added resellers play a lot of that role, making sure customers renew, come back to us, and ultimately are successful with their projects. So you partnered with SolidExperts as your reseller. Did they play a big role in getting you up to speed? Like, how important have they been for your team to be successful with SolidWorks and 3DEXPERIENCE Works?
SolidExperts has been instrumental in the rollout of the use of 3DEXPERIENCE. But early on, there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't. If there was a question or I needed some specific training, I could pick up the phone, give them a call, get one of their application engineers on the phone, and work through it. The support's been fantastic.
Bruce, you mentioned you've used SolidWorks since the very beginning. SolidWorks 95, that's 30 releases now. So first of all, thank you. I think that's so cool. What has kept you using SolidWorks for so long?
Well, obviously it's a great tool. I came from the world of big system CAD, and the $50,000 seats in a dark room where only certain people could even go in and use the CAD. So when SolidWorks came out, really appreciated immediately the value of parametrics and certainly Solid's visualization. It was just great, and I've embraced it and have never looked back. The developers have done a great job of staying ahead of the curve and providing functionality and capabilities that we needed. And so again, I've just never had a reason to look back or look anywhere else.
Is there anything you've really liked that we've done the last several years in the SolidWorks enhancements? Or on the other side, is there something you would like us to focus on the next several years to make SolidWorks better, from your perspective?
The 3DEXPERIENCE platform obviously is going to be a game changer for us, and the key benefit of using this platform is the ability for the organization to scale. At our growth rates, we can't accomplish those goals without having some pretty strong tools, and we're really excited about the project manager because that will allow me to integrate all of the tasks that are going on daily and maintain a dashboard and be able to see what's going on and then communicate that up to my superiors and to the rest of the organization. So those are all things that are meaningful to a company like us because of our growth rates. And so, the fact that SolidWorks is developing these tools, again, is just a great plus to be part of it.
Bruce, Daryl, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited that SolidWorks and 3DEXPERIENCE have been part of your innovation, and you guys have been able to be part of, the broader response to the pandemic. That's just so awesome that your isolation systems go way beyond construction. I want to thank you so much for being here, and stick around and enjoy more of 3DEXPERIENCE World.
And thank you, Brian, for the great interview, and we'll see you on SolidWorks Live. Well, many customers in our ecosystem don't just design one type of product for their own business, they serve a diverse set of customers. We assembled a panel of industrial designers who help share how SolidWorks helps meet these unique challenges. Welcome to the virtual stage, Jason Pohl, former lead designer at Orange County Choppers, Leigh Christie from MistyWest, and Marc McCauley and Jesse Hawn from the Center for Advanced Design. Here to lead the discussion is Technical Marketing Manager Jordan Tadich.
Hey, thank you, Tracy. And I'm Jordan, AKA Rob Extrude Boss. Super excited to be here because though I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, at heart, I'm really an industrial designer wannabe. So I'm looking to you guys today on the panel for some pointers about that. Now, to get to know you guys, how about we start by just listing off some of the projects that you're currently working on to give the audience an idea of what you're up to. So Jesse and Marc?
Yeah, for sure. So we've carved out a niche for ourselves creating complex surface geometry for the plastics industry.
Yeah, we've designed and developed over 2,500 products now with products that are on store shelves and catalogs all over the world. Everything from lid dispensers to musical instruments, medical devices, full vehicle builds, and even a powered hydrofoil surfboard.
A hydrofoil surfboard. I'll have some questions about that, but let's continue on. Leigh, what have you been up to?
We work on intelligent and connected devices here at MistyWest. I've worked on all sorts of crazy things like connected electric bicycles, polar bear trackers. But right now I'm working on an automatic speech detection system that will eventually allow us to have a universal translator. So you can speak to the device in English and it'll speak in Mandarin, for example.
Awesome. Nice. Great. Those sound all very interesting. Jason, besides designing hypercars with me in 24-hour time constraints, what have you been up to, man?
Yeah, you know it. It's been a really exciting year for me. As you know, I'm the industrial design champion now at Dassault Systems. I'm super proud of that. And I also got my own machine shop started up this year, got my own design studio built out of here for jasonpool.com. Recently, I just finished a championship belt for WWE. So whenever you see the athletes hoisting up that belt, it was machined right here.
All right, what do I got to do to let me borrow one of those, man?
I got a couple.
Listen, so it sounds like you guys are all into consulting and services. And I gotta wonder, like, because your clients are determining what projects you're working on, how do you manage to land like all these amazing gigs? Like, what's the secret, Leigh?
Oh man, yeah. I guess the big thing, right, is that in the early days of MistyWest, back in the late 2000s, we really aggressively went after the most exciting, most visible, most world-changing products. And as it turns out, as is true in life in general, like the most exciting stuff, isn't necessarily going to pay you the best. But you gotta build your portfolio somehow, and it pays to take risks. As it turns out, like a little bit later career, you also got to pay the bills. So you got to take on some stuff that maybe is a little bit more like the nitty gritty, detailed oriented stuff, where the stuff in the background that people don't notice. But a mix of the two seems to be the trick for us. Yeah. Yeah.
Balancing the boring with the exciting to keep the checks coming in. That sounds fair enough.
Yeah. I didn't want to use the B word, but you're totally right.
Jason, what's your secret, man?
Oh, geez. Being on Discovery Channel for so long, it kind of created my own advertisement for myself as a designer. But for me, it's really it's the ability to say no to all the projects that come in. And, now I'm in a position where I only work on the ones that truly inspire me. So the power to say no for me has helped.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's great advice for any other celebrity designers out there that are famous on TV shows. But Jesse and Marc, do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, actually, I was sitting here while everyone was talking, trying to figure out if we ever did say no to a project. I think it's the complete opposite over here. Yeah. I mean, we get into everything from, designing logo design and websites, even helping people get up and running on Amazon. It's been 10 years of that. And I think we're at a point now where we might have to start to rethink that for sure.
It might be time.
Fair enough. All right. So a wide variety of answers. Listen, I want to get further into the projects that you guys are working on. Like, what can you share? What can you reveal with us or for us, like, about what it is that you're actually working on today? So Leigh, you care to start us off?
Yeah, sure thing. I guess I'm working on all sorts of crazy stuff. I think there's a little video playing here that'll kind of show it off. This is a project called the Mondo Spider. It's 100% electric walking machine. Forgive the horrible CAD video here. This is done by yours truly, but it was shown off at SolidWorks World. I guess this would have been like 7 years ago or something like that. And we keep working on it and improving it. And now we're actually involved in building an even larger machine that's four-legged called Prosthesis. This is a robotic heat spotlight. So it can be used to beam heat, almost like a laser beam, like a 2-foot diameter laser beam. And it can hit you from, many, many meters away. This is a video of it being installed in front of MIT. You can see as people walk around, it looks like the Eye of Sauron, basically beaming heat directly at their bodies. It's much more efficient to heat people directly rather than heating the entire building or using those giant fossil fuel propane-powered heaters and things like that. This is a folding electric skateboard that we're not finished yet, but the mechanical part's all done. The idea here is to have it so that you can kind of use this to kind of cruise on a boardwalk and have it sort of slow down and speed up, similar to an autonomous car. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea behind this thing, right, is that you can pick it up and fold it up and you can't even really tell that it's a skateboard at all. Okay, so here this is done by one of my industrial designers. We have a bunch of industrial designers here at MistyWest, and so the rendering was actually done a little bit nicer in SolidWorks. It's an underwater dead body scanner, but it could also be used. Well, hold on, it could also be used to find people while they're still alive too. So to be fair, it's a company called VodaSafe. They're one of our clients. They're a fantastic client and make amazing products. But yeah, that's it for me.
Wow, that's a range right there. Hopefully I won't be online shopping for a underwater body finder anytime soon, but good luck. Jesse and Marc, I believe you have prepared a video for us. So why don't we play that really quick? Mm-hmm. That was incredible. I kind of feel like I did when I maybe watched Karate Kid in the theater for the first time as a child. Like I was running out roundhousing like trash cans and stuff like that. I just want to like get in there and design something right now. That's inspiring.
Absolutely.
Why don't you talk us through like some of those projects that we saw?
Yeah. So have you ever noticed people touching other people's lids at convenience stores and restaurants?
I have, especially during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought that was pretty gross too. So we developed a product we call Lid Boss. It's a touchless lid dispenser. You simply wave your hand in front of the machine and then a single sanitary lid shoots out. Right here, you'll see the 3D printed prototype. So what we're doing is we're coming up with a shuttle and grabbing a lid from the bottom of the stack, bringing it down and then setting it down to shoot. We actually engineered two different versions of this machine. We've got an AC plug-in version and then a DC battery version. So yeah, we're actually really excited about this product. It officially launched last year and we're in full production now and shipping these units all over the world.
I love it. Send as many of those to Cleveland, Ohio restaurants as you possibly can.
You bet. You bet, man.
Yeah. And then, second half of that video, there's a hydrofoil surfboard that we worked on. So it is a project we did with Stratasys, and it was carbon fiber. It was for their new CF12 material, and they reached out to us to see if we could create some marketing content for them. And so we had roughly about 30 days from start to finish to deliver the three working prototypes. And we actually had a slight thermal event the day before we were supposed to film. So we had to pull an all-nighter. And we actually fixed the problem, got the board up and running, and then we were able to get the other two boards updated, and then we were able to make the video shoot. So that was definitely one of the top 5 projects I've been able to work on for sure.
Whew, that's a tight deadline, man. And thermal event. All right, Jason, what have you been up to lately?
You know, a little bit of everything, Jordan. It's so much fun. Having my own machine shop, and I'm finally here being able to create what I want when I want, and I absolutely love it. So it's rewarding because I'm able to do my work and actually show it to my kids and teach them, and at the same time I learn a lot from them. Being in the shop because the best designers are the ones that ask questions a lot and really challenge why something's done. And if my 4 kids. They're asking why to daddy quite a bit. so it's refreshing. It's like a whole second life to be able to create what I want to. And just, I really enjoy, the spot I'm at right now.
That's amazing. Seeing your kids peek in there. That's like the ultimate garage. I'm super jealous right now, Jason. Right. Hopefully I can come over to play someday. Hey, so those highlight reels, guys, were just like mind blowing, but I'm kind of like confused still, like as to what you guys actually do on a day-to-day basis. So if you had to give yourselves a singular job title, like what the heck would it be?
Yeah, I'll take.
So go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
I think what I would do is I would do a call back to us never saying no to any project that comes in the door. So I'm going to be the yes man.
Okay. All right. Not the traditional definition of a yes man, but I get it. Yep. Marc, how about you?
I would say awesomeness coordinator.
All right. Okay, sweet.
Feels right.
Based on the highlight reel, I'd say mission accomplished. Leigh, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, my approach to intelligent and connected devices design is kind of like that of an electromechanical sculptor, I'd like to say.
Electromechanical sculptor. I could imagine seeing that on LinkedIn or something for like a job posting. All right, Jason, what do you got for us?
I wasn't always big on titles, but I think I'm going to reach out to my buddy Jack Black here from Kung Fu Panda. I'm going to go with Dragon Warrior, okay? Because
Dragon Warrior, okay.
I'm a husband, I'm a father, designer, machinist, artist, sculptor. I'm all of those things, okay? So I think it'd look good on a business card, don't you?
I hope you're passing them out next year in person at 3DEXPERIENCE World. Yes, exactly. But guys, this is an industrial design panel, and none of you mentioned industrial design. So What's up with that, Leigh? Can you explain this?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm being a little bit a little silly here because, like, we, of course, we have a whole team of industrial designers here at MistyWest, and an even larger team of mechanical engineers, and that's in many ways that's like the lifeblood of, I hate to go down the track of talking about sales and stuff, but like really when it comes to like the sales funnel, what matters the most is like the concepting and design phase. That's like the earliest part of the process. And so for a really challenging and difficult project to kick off on the right foot, it's really important to have that, that creativity up front and take into account all the things that industrial designers think about: ergonomics, the aesthetics, design requirements, the user experience. It's just crucial to our operation and our process.
All right, that makes sense. And I think that could resonate with like all the mechanical design, mostly mechanical engineers out in the audience today, probably. We could all benefit from integrating a little bit of industrial design concepts into our daily lives.
Yeah.
Jesse and Marc, what about you guys?
Yeah, a lot of times our customers come to us with a structured product development process, and our goal with industrial design is to try to make the project less constrained, especially at the beginning, make it more collaborative and creative.
Yeah, and I'll build off of that. We have a graphic that we use that kind of helps illustrate where industrial design and engineering begins. So we start off in the beginning sketching early, and we use industrial design as like a light at the end of the tunnel, a way of aligning us with the customer, but also a way to build excitement about the concept. So we'll do those, 10, 15-minute thumbnail sketches up front, usually one's chosen or a few are combined. And then we'll develop a full ID deck. And that's that packet you see in the middle there. That can be anywhere from 2 to 12 to 14 pages. And it's just breaking a large project like this down, explaining how each piece is going to work. And the key to that is to get sign off from the customer at that point. And it really streamlines the 3D modeling process for us. And then once you've got that 3D model, obviously you can create the production prints for sourcing, work on tooling designs, and then also really helps us create that marketing rendering and video piece to help jumpstart the project before parts are actually built.
All right, you guys did it again. I want to jump right into SolidWorks and start designing again after seeing that process map. That's
the definition of industrial design right there. Is
so much fun. Listen, so I think like if high school Jordan knew industrial design was a thing, that's like totally the path I would have chosen, but I didn't. So I'm kind of really curious, Jason, about like your path and how you got to where you got to. Like you're at such a young age, you were designing on a TV show. Like, tell us a little bit about your origin story. Like what happened?
Sure. I'm from Mendota, Illinois, and I had a great upbringing, and I had an art teacher that kind of got me in the right direction. I knew I wanted to make something with my hands. I wanted to create, wanted to 3D model. I was thinking like video games, movies. I'm going to do special effects, things like this. And I really thought big and just got after it. And I got offered, as I was working at a video game company, I got offered another job to go to work with Pohl at Orange County Choppers. And, I took that idea, I took that and ran with it. And just, I love going to work every day and working on a new project, working with new people and just solving problems, So whether it's on a CNC machine, like slanging aluminum everywhere with metal chips flying and, alarms going off, or just sketching with some charcoal and some paper. I love the entire process of what makes me, so.
How'd you prepare yourself for Orange County Choppers? Like, how much SolidWorks experience did you have? What'd you do?
Sometimes you just got to jump in the deep end of the pool, Jordan, and that's what I did. I learned SolidWorks on Paul Sr.'s tour bus. He had this like great big tour bus. And we had a shop with no air conditioning, no running water, but in the tour bus, I had all that. And so I had a little laptop and I just tried to figure out SolidWorks, by clicking on the icons. And, I really appreciate whoever did the icon design back in 2004, because that's how I learned out what a sweep cut was and all the different engineering terms.
You just looked at the icons. This looks like what I want to do here.
Tangent, what the hell is that? So just kind of had to beat myself up a little bit to learn it, but I'm super glad I did, man. SolidWorks absolutely changed the direction of my life in a way. It helped me make real tangible products, which is what I wanted to do.
It's incredible, man. Shout out to our SolidWorks UX designers for those icons guiding you in the right direction miraculously. It's pretty crazy. But listen, you got to be a super fast learner too. So credit to you. I'm thinking about the younger people in the audience and, going back to like high school Jordan or whatever. And what words of advice very quickly could you give them to follow potentially in their footsteps? Because they're probably wildly inspired right now. So Leigh, what would you say?
I mean, the biggest one by far is take more risks. Like as you get older, you have more responsibilities, money becomes a bigger concern. Maybe you have kids, a family, dependents. And you just don't realize like how little time you have. And there's never the right time to launch a business or learn a new skill or, to take a big, huge risk on the design side of things. Take your risks now. Don't hesitate.
That is those are some wise words. I love it. Jesse, what would you say?
Yeah, for sure. So with industrial design, I would just say it's important not to get married to your design. Don't get stuck on one concept. Remember, it's for the customer. Listen to the customer, and then that's the goal. And I would say keep it fast and loose. Just multiple concepts is better than one to choose from, and then narrow it down. That's what the process is for.
So take risks before you get married and have kids, and then don't get married to your designs indefinitely. Marc, how about you?
I would say model everything you see to hone your SolidWorks skills. I mean, just look at your desk. If you have a water bottle or a calculator, your mouse, or even the lamp on the desk, literally just model everything you see. You do this and you're going to get a lot better at SolidWorks really fast.
I really like this one. This is actually exactly what I did when I got into solid modeling, just modeling everything. And today it's easier to do than ever. Like SolidWorks EDU licenses are easy to get your hands on. SolidWorks Maker now is more accessible than ever before. So start building those modeling portfolios and they'll really, really benefit your career. Jason, how about you?
Yeah, you know what you three said already is amazing advice to really anyone, not just someone getting started. But for me, I would say learn from your failures and then make adjustments and continue to move forward. Okay. We always want to move forward and plan ahead and just be fearless. You got to go for it. Just be fearless.
Nice. Jesse, you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just like to say thank you to Jason. Our careers, our paths were started about the same time. And I was working for a power sports company. And I was dealing with some of the same deadlines and some of the same headaches he was. Gotcha. So I would go home and watch him on TV at night. He kind of became my therapist because I would say, all right, this is normal. This is the way it's supposed to be. So,
oh, that's great. The invoice is in the mail.
All right.
No. Don't say that. I've collaborated with Jason before. He cannot be a therapist. That's a scary sentence to put together. No. This guy's a maniac. Watch out for him. All right, guys, we're running short on time, so we're gonna enter rapid question fire round, whatever you want to call it. Leigh, I'm gonna start with you. Biggest failure?
Oh man. Well, yeah, it's a long story, but I'll tell you like the very short version of it. That robotic heat spotlight that I showed you earlier, that was my MIT master's thesis project. And the prototype worked wonderfully. And, to this day, there's still versions of it being worked on. But the version that we built 120 of them for the Venice Biennale of Architecture. And the neodymium magnets overheated and they didn't work. None of them worked. And my professor at MIT called it the biggest failure in his laboratory's history. To my face. Oh. Yeah, at the wrap dinner in front of everyone.
I would say that's a huge accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you're designing a huge laser beam human heater. Like, what could go wrong, right? So
if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jesse, how about scariest moment?
Yeah, mine would for sure be standing on the hydrofoil, testing it the day before the video shoot, and then having that thermal event. It was actually a little more than that. We had a voltage spike that came up and it blew the speed controller up, and it launched up between my legs. I barely got away with it. But
that's what you meant for thermal event. I got you.
Those thermal events, they'll get you.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, Marc, maybe this is an easy question. Funniest moment?
Well, I guess I'd have to say standing on the dock watching Jesse have an explosion between his legs when the surfboard went up, and watching him flop around in the water, trying not to get electrocuted by the batteries that were on fire. Yeah, we almost had to call Leigh and get his underwater corpse.
Body finder.
It was touch and go there for a minute.
The vote is safe.
Hey, this is all coming together now, guys. Yeah. Jason, let's get all right. Scariest. How about scariest moment for you?
Oh, geez. Probably the time a clown saved my life in the circus. Probably up there. Yeah, we delivered a bike for the Barnum Bailey Circus show, and naturally we ended up in the circus because, hey, we're there. Here's your chopper. This is going to be great. Jason will do it. And I got in the giant hamster cage that as you walk, it goes clear up like 60, 50 feet up in the sky. And I got a little dizzy when I got up there, and Bello the clown, he saw me getting dizzy, and I was like looking at all these little kids in the audience, and I'm like, this ain't good, man. And he grabbed my belt and kind of saved my life, you know? So I owe my life to Bello the clown, man.
Wow. Shout out to Bello the clown.
It happened. So that night I got home and I poured myself a large glass of whiskey, and as I was drinking, I was like, you know what? All those teachers and people I gave a hard time growing up, they were right, because they always said, you know, Jay, you're most likely going to end up in the circus. So I did. It was a short stint, but
that's hilarious. Yeah. Leigh, final one, since we're out of time. How do we meet more cool people like you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we actually launched this thing called the Misty's Awards. It's for the kinds of people that are watching this right now. It's for the unsung heroes of product design, people who've worked on intelligent and connected devices. And we got an incredible lineup of judges, including Suchit from SolidWorks. We got $10,000 in cash prizes to give away, and $50,000 in non-cash prizes to give away. And we only have like 50 applicants so far, which is crazy. So everyone who's watching this, please nominate one of your friends, one of your colleagues. Don't worry about it. If you don't think they're qualified, just nominate them. We need more nominees. And this is a great way to build, most importantly, it's a great way to build community, right?
That's amazing. So I think after seeing what I saw today, I'm going to nominate each one of you for that right now. But listen, you heard it from the experts and the experienced designers that these guys are. Get out there, be fearless, and design everything that you think of. Just get modeling.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for your time today.
Jordan, thank you. That was amazing. And I'm going to nominate you. Informative, educational, fun, great panel. Thank you all. Well, this event would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. So here's a word from Formlabs. Okay, it is time now to catch up with Michael and Marc as they prepare their Don't Miss This demo. You know what I mean. Well, anyway, when we last left the boys, they were headed to the airport. So let's join them now.
This is a final and immediate boarding call for Atlanta. All ticketed and confirmed passengers, please board the aircraft at this time.
Oh, yeah, cutting it a little close there, huh, buddy? So what are you thinking for the What's New skit?
Searching.
Hey, have you heard of ASMR?
No, but gosh, I sure hope, for your sake, it's a new feature in 2023.
Yeah. Put on your headphones. You got to check this out.
Wow. Shop floor. Sometimes the noise can be overwhelming. But I'd like to take you on a journey now to experience the sounds of manufacturing.
Different, but oddly satisfying. Anyway, back to the skit. We only have a few hours to work on it. What are we going to show?
It'll come to me. There's always Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Michael. I am not licensed for Star Wars. Now randomizing.
Ooh, donuts.
I like donuts. This is kind of a short video. Maybe the demo can wait for a little bit.
Exactly. The demo can wait. Let's watch.
You know, as a designer, my day can get pretty busy. Sometimes I don't even have time for lunch. That's why I like to take advantage of the primitives included in the SolidWorks Cloud apps. I can instantly create and control common shapes such as a cube, a cylinder, and even a quick revolve. There we go. That looks delicious. Even solves my lunch dilemma as well. Sour cream. It's my favorite.
Hey, Michael, your phone is amazing.
Thank you, Marc. Do you still also like simulation?
Yeah. You bet your sweet ass assembly features I do.
Dude, look what she found.
Welcome to Virtual Hydraulic Press channel. Today we are going to do ultimate tool test video of this wrench, which is designed in SolidWorks. To perform the test, we will launch the mechanical scenario creation app. Since everything is on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, the geometry with material is ready right away. Let's define the settings, interactions, clamp and prescribed translation. Why translation? This virtual press is powered by Abacus and has practically infinite capacity. The other really cool thing is that I don't have to operate the press when it's running. These simulation roles include the ability to solve on the cloud. Okay, the simulation is done. Let's take a look. Slow motion is built in, so this is going to be really cool. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the failure we want to see, in over 1,000 newtons of force. Amazing. Next up, we have the same wrench, but some material removed. What is the optimal size and shaft and web? To do this, we select the geometry parameters from SolidWorks and desired simulation results. As the scenarios run, we can filter and sort to identify the top design candidates. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and have a nice day ski.
Hello, gentlemen. We're doing our pre-flight check. May I offer you some snacks, a beverage, some ribbons?
Oh, can I offer you a video?
Oh, he's handsome.
Oh, hey, Grand Cadone here to show you how to 10x your CAD. I was just like you at one point. I had everybody from the shop floor, marketing, even sales showing up at my desk, wasting my valuable time. Enough was enough. I had to get work done. Did you know that when you get your design data up on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, you unlock a world of possibilities for you and your team, and you bring everyone together. That's right, together. Marketing can publish their own high-end graphics, production has access to the latest and greatest information, and as a designer, all the projects are easily controlled too. Boom, that's a 10x time savings right there, baby. I can't do any better than that. All right, this is a special moment right here. We're about to see the CAD master, me of course, live in action. Let's drop in on this designer, come on. This is the designer we're about to drop in on, come on.
If you send me another outdated drawing again, we're not gonna make any more parts for you. Do you hear me?
Oh no, not again. No, who is this? This is Sam. Sam, Grant Cadone here, how you doing?
Grant Cadone? Oh man, I know you. You're the best. I love you.
Yeah, I know. But listen, I've just set these guys up with a 3DEXPERIENCE platform.
That's amazing. Tell them to send me over the 3D drive link, and we'll start cutting chips right away.
Boom. That's how you do it, baby. Dude, that's my lunch. No, it's all right. Dan has a few last-minute design changes he needs to make. Like this extrude needs to be changed to a sweep, but no need for deleting a feature and creating a new one when you have super features. Simply change the type of the feature and boom, he's all set. Next, he needs to break all those sharp edges, and with the selection helper, he finishes in no time. Lastly, with just a couple clicks, the model can be sent to Sam via 3D drive directly from XDesign. Now the choice is yours. Get connected to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform and 10x your CAD. This is your captain speaking. As we prepare to 10x your takeoff, please turn off and stow all your electronic devices. Boom.
Gentlemen, you heard the captain. It's time to go. Devices? Devices! Turn off your devices!
Searching. Revise it.
Whoa, check it out!
Yeah, I was there when the fire started, 'cause I was the one who lit the match.
So you know what we haven't done in a while? Mail time. Dear Casey, we have an amazing PDM system we'd like you to try. We've included everything you'll need to get up and running. Here's the thing. This is a really great PDM system, and if you have the IT infrastructure and the time to configure it, you're gonna love it. But I don't have either of those. And that's why I've been using the 3DEXPERIENCE platform for a while now.
I love being able to securely log into the platform directly from SolidWorks. My designs are stored and managed on the cloud in an environment that was ready with just a few clicks, and I have no servers to manage. And I have full revision history. It's simple but powerful. I love it.
PDM Naked and Afraid says, we recently adopted the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. Do you have any tips? P.S. Please enjoy this cache of cookies. Thanks for the cookies. And yes, I do have some tips.
At your next design review, bring your tablet. Capture the design ideas as a markup. Drag and drop them onto a task along with the assembly. When you get back to SolidWorks, both will be waiting for you in the task pane. It's awesome.
I love mail time.
That's it. I'm confiscating this.
I wouldn't do that.
She talking to me? Oh, you have an urgent message. It says don't travel to Atlanta.
What? No world?
And what about our demo?
Oh, wait, there's more. It says 3D Experience World will now be live streamed from headquarters. Hold the door! We've got passengers deplaning!
Live stream? And what about our demo? Oh, I wish we were more creative, like all those people making videos.
Making videos. Yeah, movie trailers, tutorials, interviews, tech tips. Unboxing SolidWorks 2023. Michael, that's the answer. You're a genius. That's our theme.
Star Wars, right?
No, not Star Wars. I know how we're going to pull this off. Just meet me at the office super early in normal clothes and bring your camera.
Good thing we got them off that plane before we sealed the cabin door. I think Michael and Marc are onto something. So tune into tomorrow's live stream and find out if they can pull it off. And without this, they should finally be able to focus.
Searching.
Oh, shh, be quiet, we're live. Well, it is time to check out the hundreds of technical sessions where you can up-level your skills. Click on My Dashboard to check your schedule where you can access technical sessions and connect with some of your peers at the meetups. Have a great day, and I will see you at the highlights.